your name is Kausar. Kausar is going to play the role of counter today. Timer is
Ayajan.
Ayajan, right? Okay. Ayganim is here as a guest. He is going to ask questions. And we have the speaker. Ayjan, right? Ayjan, what grade are you in? 8? 8. The 8. Okay. And Jean-Mercier. The same classmates? Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Dalia. Grammar? No? Okay. Okay. So grammarian is here. Sorry. The judges, the speech evaluator is Daniel, and the grammarian Dalia. So you know Dalia from the last meeting. And we have 4 speakers today. The first speaker is Ayjan. Second speaker is Yasmin. The third speaker is Jean-Mercier, and the fourth speaker is Dia. Right. The topic of our lesson is by the way, I forgot to introduce our teacher, Mr. Rustam. He's an English teacher of the English teacher of the school number 22, right? Okay, and I would say the chief of our department, English department, is Oksana Vladimirovna, and our English teacher from primary school, Ekaterina Andreevna, right? Okay, so let's start. Today the topic of our meeting is quite interesting and intriguing. That topic was offered last lesson by our student Yasmin. And the time when she offered it, I realized that our children, our students are already ready to discuss the topic, the very serious topic such as do school skill creativity. This is quite interesting. We have never discussed the topics like this before. And I think this topic is, as I said before, quite serious. Руслан, извините, Руслан? Да. Нет, Руслан, окей. Sorry. Right. Okay, so the first question is for everyone. Do schools kill creativity? What is creativity? My first question. Let's start with this question. What is creativity? Please. Yasmin.
Having enough creativity is a thing where you express your feelings in art or any other kind.
Okay, so express your feelings. Okay, good. Daniel.
You create something interesting, something that you do by yourself, something that you do by your imagination.
Very good, very good. Thank you.
If rhetorically, I can say creativity is that's what's moving the problem, what people imagine what they can do with their mechanisms, like they build a rocket because they imagine to fly into space.
Okay, right. So they got the idea and then they
made it into life.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
I think that creativity is the capability of our brain to solve the problems we're creating.
Thank you very much. Let's see the answer which is given in the Wikipedia. So creativity is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. So creativity involves 2 processes, as Ruslan mentioned, thinking and then producing. Okay? Right. Okay, so we will start with the first speaker, and the first speaker is Ayjan. So schools and creativity.
Hi everyone, my name is Ayjan. Creativity belongs not only to the elite, genius and talent is everywhere in the world where a person is able to invent this and design, change and create something new. Creativity is different for everyone only in that it contributes to its further development. Only the absence in the school of various sections or creativity sources that develop that the child's game. Attention destroys the child's aspirations. According to Ken Robinson, we are educating people out of their creative capacities. I believe this passionately that we don't grow into creativity, we grow out of it, or rather we get educated out of it. But our school did not cope with this situation. We did not extinguish the fire of creative of each child. We created a group of children. Here is an example I will show. It's our show group. I will show is our show group. We opened a group of kids at school who are creative and who want to share their creativity. It has a great influence on the development of the children. Thinking, imagination, and most importantly, on children versatility. Unfortunately, as children grow older, that they lost that wonderful abilities. And because now they know understand or cannot overcome their fears and overcome their inner fears and expect.
Okay, could you explain what is it? I didn't catch. Is it like your cousin or is it like the performance?
They just started, I'm the curator and I work with a group of students. It's an independent group of students. They're independent from the school. I try to give them the right directions. And now it's a new thing. They just started their musical show. It's with live music and with different guests each time. It was the first one. We just started it last month, and we think that we will be able to have one part each month.
Right. Okay.
So.
Thank you. Thank you, Diana, please.
And Ayşan, why do you think that math kills creativity? Because it is very creative, for example, to multiply an equation on a half and then get an easy equation. So you can create in math during math lessons.
It's more humanitarian.
Humanitarian?
Okay.
Not humanity, but humanitarian.
Okay. Ruslan?
I want to think my opinion on the question why math is killing creativity. I think
you come here.
yes, I will share. I think the math share opinion because it has the frames of understanding. Like you need to solve some of the equations by this way, but it's not raising your creativity. You need to think more not logical, but like more abstractly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for expressing your opinion, Ruslan. John. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry? That is?
What is you ask math.
Boring.
Boring.
Do you think math is boring as a subject? Do
She
you
doesn't
think
like
math-
math at all.
Ah, okay, right. Okay, so you don't like it.
So why don't you like it?
Because. Yeah, okay, okay. Thank you very much, Ayjan. Right. Now, the second speaker is Yasmin. Yasmin, please. Okay, Yasmin.
So the topic is, does school creativity? On my opinion, one of the texts written here says why schools kill creativity and why it doesn't. The first text says that does school kill creativity response? Some suggest that by grouping students by age, delivering a standard curriculum, and testing them against standardized criteria, schools are essentially diminishing the individuality and creativity of students. So this text says that school does kill creativity because it groups children into parts of groups where they cannot understand some of the lessons, subjects, and so on. This text says that our schools where children develop the literacy skills on which all further learning depends, and therefore not killing creativity, but cultivating it by providing the foundations young people need to be properly creative. It says here that all children are creative no matter the subject, but I do not think so. I think school kills creativity in some schools. Some don't, some do. It depends on the school you are in. Preferably this school. How does school kill creativity? Schools can diminish creativity by the teaching style they use. Most of the subjects in school, like math, science, and history, require structured right or wrong answers, while classes like art are available at schools that are usually taught as an elective and not core subject. That explains to us that schools and other subjects require you to answer correctly and not have any right ideas of your own. It means that the plan of your knowledge is already thought through these subjects. You have to answer correctly or fail. These subjects do not teach you anything but to follow the right rules. Otherwise, as art, on the other hand, art, you can create something new that you can teach others, that will teach others another way, and so on and so forth. So, on my hand, I think that this text is right, that how school kills creativity, that math, science, and history, and other subjects do have standardized do and don'ts answers. And have you ever been to art class? Have you ever been asked the question, do you or is this right? No, because art is any kind of art. It can be singing, dancing, acting, drawing, or other. Next sentence. This school shows us that school doesn't kill creativity, but provides for it. Schools don't kill creativity. They only focus on preparing you for life. There are multiple ways in how a person can manage to be a creative person, as well as going to school and making something of themselves. Yes, artistic abilities are very much useful if you are rather successful. In this text, it says that school does not kill creativity subjects. It says that each person has enough arts and creativity to be a successful artist, dancer, comedian, or anything they want to. As long as they are creative and they have a passion for it, they can be very successful, no matter the subject they fail on. So I have a very important question for you. Do you think school kills creativity or does it provide creativity?
I think it doesn't kill, and and doesn't learn it.
So it's equal.
Because
May I go out?
Any other questions?
Here.
I have a
Oh,
question.
this is desk. Not the toilet.
Oh.
I want to say my opinion
Okay.
about last year, the school curriculum.
Okay, Dalia. Thank you. Yes, of course.
I think sometimes, yes, school really kills creativity because in some schools the children must wear uniform.
Yeah,
It's,
but uniform doesn't go properly on creativity. If you're wearing a uniform,
Not creativity.
yeah, it doesn't kill your creativity. It just
Yes,
depends on
but,
your skill and abilities.
Also, we have an art lesson, and teacher of art lesson not sometimes so happy about what we doing on art.
That's because he's like an old-fashioned teacher.
Yes, so we can't show our creativity on art, on other lessons sometimes too. I think that the school 50-50. Sometimes it skills creativity, sometimes not.
Okay, does the teacher explain the reason why she doesn't allow you to do what you want? What was that?
Не знаю, как сказать честно.
Okay, so probably, how do you think why? How do you think? Can you
I
say?
want to express
say-
my opinion. Sorry.
1 second, yeah, we need to finish with this problem. So, would you say in Russian, okay, say in Russian.
Я сейчас попытаюсь на английском сказать.
Okay, try. Thank you.
Our teacher, we sometimes do, not me, my classmates on
Our teacher
exams.
or art teacher.
Please, shut up. Ой.
Very interesting.
I think please.
Mhm.
So, sometimes my classmates do what they want, but it's not usually. Our teacher usually don't like what they do, but they show their creativity while they're doing what they want.
Okay.
It's,
So maybe because they follow the program.
Yeah, the reason for that because most of them are old school teachers. They follow the old-fashioned ways where teachers teach, movies from the 1990s. Teachers are rough with them. They may be, some of them may be old, and that's why they're strict because they're old-fashioned.
Okay, so the teachers' views differ from the views of the students.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Right. And what is the solution? What can you offer to do? How can we solve this problem, Dalia?
I think we need new program in school that's a little bit old.
Okay.
Can I?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
I think the problem is in understanding. Because
You
if
come here.
I'll take
Just-
my back because it's probably distract someone. Can I?
Presentation is not
Okay.
over.
No.
Just you.
Okay. I think that the problem is in understanding. Because if someone doesn't understand, for example, math equation, he can't create because he can't understand it. But if student or pupil understand it, he can create because he can multiply it on a half or do something else. So I think school doesn't kill creativity, and moreover we have a lot of sections that allow us creative students to make something new. For example, art sections.
Diane, you're going to talk about it in your presentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
The most important topic of this lesson right now and our school is our school creative. The answer to this question is yes, but like any school we have, schools have boundaries and rules. If you go to a school that's very creative, and only creative, okay, 100% creative, do you imagine they would have boundaries like dress code, rules, and math, and subjects and stuff? Children would be going chaos on everything, wild, very rude to everyone, because there's too much creativity. If there's no creativity in school, it would be dull, boring, and blank. That would change a child's view to the world and, I don't know, maybe traumatizing, maybe not. So I think the best solution to this is being equal, is having a little bit of creativity and a little bit of boundaries and rules that won't let us too loose and won't let us be strict to others too. So my answer to the question is do schools kill creativity is maybe. Maybe. It depends. Okay, the answer is it depends on the school you are in. If you're in a strict school, of course there will be no creativity. If you're in a creative school, they'll be creative. It depends on the school you're in.
Can you comment anything on this?
I have a question for you, please.
One second.
Stop asking questions. Okay. That was health, support, and mentally stable mind. So our school is not dull, blank, or strict. It is creative in a way where we have boundaries of our own. So no school has to be blank, dull, and traumatizing.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Dear participants, I'm so sorry. The girl who was going to come, she had some inner problems, maybe fear, and she refused to come yesterday. And here is Janerke, and she's going to read. For her, it's for the first time she's going outside.
Yeah, we can support. Don't worry, please. Okay. Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Janerke, I'm 14. It's great pleasure to speak about such interesting thing like this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, we have questions. Do you have questions?
Does school kills creativity? By the
It doesn't listen.
Many people think that usual school kills creativity, so they prefer to study in specialized one. Isn't it right? Let's take a look. This presentation will be an opinion essay, so I will have the arguments for it and arguments against. In our school, most of the lessons are scientific, so students can develop creativity. But as I said before, you can create even at math and at the Russian language. Then, routine. Our daytime is very similar. We study at the school, then we go home or go to the sections and do our homework. And then, of course, in our school we have about 3 hours after the end of the lessons to do most of it. But if you can't do it, you have to make it to input us together. But in our school, we have only one solution to do it that can solve most of the problems with skill and creativity. And it is sections. Yes. Особо, почему слайд не прыгнуть? Все ладно, извините, тут недоделанная версия. In our school we have a lot of sections. Ладно, извините, недоделанная версия, я хочу сразу извиниться, я так понимаю. Смотрите. Ой, извините. So in our school we have a lot of sections. We have another section. I know my friend Ruslan Abraimov is a good painter. So you can develop there. We have Mozaika Dance Academy. We have Mozaika Dance Academy, and it is one of the best in Almaty. we have chess academy, and this guy, Musa, Cornish Musa, he is the first, I don't know how to say разряд in English.
Level.
The first level of chess, so he studies chess a lot. So you can develop creativity, but only if you want, and if you understand something. I think that was the conclusion.
Okay. Please, questions? Thank you, dear.
Руслана?
Any questions, please?
Вопрос тоже считается как за время, да?
Yes.
Вот поэтому вы просто включите таймер, на который время показывает.
That's okay. Don't worry about it, dear. Okay, more questions. Can you summarize? So you have heard the presentations of three speakers, Yasmin, Ayjan, and Janaki, and your presentation. So can you summarize here? So
I think that it largely depends on the school, because in some school kills creativity and some don't. If you have sections, for example, art, robotic techniques, we call robotic techniques, yes, you can develop it. But if you haven't got any sections, you can't.
So does like anything depend on the schools? But what about the individuals, the will to do something?
It is very important, because I don't think I'm very creative man or very creative people. However, I want to create it because I know that it is very hard to do something without it. So now Daniel has a question here.
Okay, what do you think can adolescents evolve?
Additional lessons.
No, like
Sections.
No sections. Like lessons like math or
math.
Russian. Can they evolve your creativity?
That's a nice question. I think only partially, because you can do something creative on that, but it is very hard. And again, you need to understand it very good, very deeply. And if you can't do it, you won't do something very creative.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they can't evaluate our creativity.
Probably it depends on the teacher as well, yes? So for example, the math teacher, the math is very strict science, yes? So it has got rules and you can't go beyond the rules. But the teacher can conduct the lesson like using CLIL. Do you know the CLIL methods? Yes? Content and language integrated learning. When you can use English, for example, and math, yes, and make it creative. So it will be interesting for students, yes? Okay. So, please, any comments?
Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Okay. Now, please, the time for our judges. Timer, please.
Speaker 1, Ayjan, 3 minutes, 27 seconds. Speaker 2, Yasmin, 7 minutes, 19 seconds. Speaker 3, Janaki, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Speaker 4, DR, 2 minutes, 33 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much. So the longest speech is now, counter, please, counselor.
Speaker 1, Ayjan, 25 pauses. Speaker 2, Yasmina, 46 pauses. Speaker 3, Janaki, 10 pauses. Speaker 4, DR, 7 pauses.
How many, dear?
7.
7 pauses, right?
Not experienced
The
yet.
speaker was Ayjan. She said understand, but not understand. I have noticed some mistakes while you were talking, but I didn't
Just talk to Ayjan.
написать.
Okay, thank you.
So I don't notice
any mistakes in Yasmin's and Yar's presentations? Да, вообще молодец.
What about the first
Speaker
line?
3 was Женя. You say it's 40, but I think your age is 14, yes? 14. Sorry, but she said no, but it writes will be no.
The pronunciation.
And there was a lot of mistakes, and I успела их написать
So
тоже.
yeah, so you didn't get. Okay. Thank you very much. Right.
First speaker, I think that the presentation was great, but there's some problems. Like there were some pauses and mistakes in words. She memorized the text. I have to mention it. So that's 2 out of 3. Next, new words. There were many new words that I didn't know, so 3 out of 3. Questions and answers. She can't answer the questions, so sorry, but there's 1 out of 4. Totally, it's 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Speaker 2. She knows the material, but sometimes read the information from the presentation. There were less pauses and good diction, so 3 out of 3. There were not so many new words for me, but there's 2 out of 3. Ask the class to interest them, and discuss, answer questions. So 4 out of 4 in questions and answers.
In general, it's
9 out of 10. Okay, she's reading the text. The problem that she's making many mistakes in the words by spelling the words. So sorry, but there's 1 out of 3. Not so many again, but 2 out of 3 new words. There wasn't any questions.
0 out of 3.
You said 0 out of 3.
But 1 out of 4. There is 2 out of 3.
2 out. Sorry.
Okay, speaker 4. He looks at the text, but tells many information by himself though. He talks freely, so that's 3 out of 3. There's no new words, no everything, new everything, so 1 out of 3 new words. Answers the questions, discuss about them, so 4 out of 1 questions. Totally 8 out of 3.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. Any comments? Maybe if you can say if you agree.
I want to comment Женерке's
Please.
So Женерке, I don't think that you need to be disappointed because
Yes. Thank you very much, Enrique. So yeah, as Dr. said, don't be disappointed. We are glad that you are here, and we hope that next time you will again stay here and present us your presentation. Okay. Right. Any comments, please? Оксана Владимировна, maybe.
Okay, so I will give a speech. Thank you very much, children. So I'm really glad that you've come here. So it was, I think, a huge step for you to come here and to take part in our speaking club. So of course, so our students, they got used to giving such speeches, and it was the first time, yes, and you did it firstly. So I hope that you will get some experience from it, and you will continue to work, and you will, as you said, you will work creatively in future, and I hope that your schools won't kill your creativity. Okay, so I wish you good luck and be creative. Okay? Thank you very much.
Okay, and at the end, so I would like to I was very impressed in Ayjan's presentation. We have seen the picture of the famous British author, speaker, international advisor on education in the art, government, non-profit education and arts bodies. So his name is Sir Ken Robinson.
Sir
Ken
Ken Robinson.
Ken Robinson. So, oh, sorry. So, and he says this like statement is very popular, and he says, if you are not prepared to be wrong, you will never come up with anything original. Do you understand the meaning?
Yes. It's
Сандра.
translating like, если вы не будете готовы к ошибкам, то вы никогда не придете с чем-то
Yes. So children should be ready.
ready for
Yeah. They shouldn't be
mistakes.
frightened to be wrong. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And at the end, I would like you to listen to watch the video, the extract from the video when Sir Ken Robinson is performing on the TED Talks, and just a minute of his video. Very interesting.
A great story recently. I love telling it of a little girl who was in a drawing lesson. She was 6 and she was at the back drawing, and the teacher said this little girl hardly ever paid attention, and in this drawing lesson she did. And the teacher was fascinated. She went over to her and she said, "What are you drawing?" And the girl said, "I'm drawing a picture of God." And the teacher said, "But nobody knows what God looks like." And the girl said, "They will in a minute."
Okay. Do you understand?
То есть,
Who can explain? Daniel.
No, I didn't understand.
You didn't catch?
and I understand only first words. То есть была девочка, и все сидели вокруг нее, и видимо, что очень хотела.
Can you say it in English?
What are you drawing? And I'm drawing God.
And
But
then?
I don't hear anything. But
Okay,
I can imagine the ending.
What is it?
It's I imagining the ending. I can imagine she is sitting, making the improving, improvising, making sense. Like she's not drawing. She's sitting in the white paper.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Dia, what did you understand?
The girl was drawing the picture.
Come here, so everyone can listen. So the girl was drawing a picture, and then, quick, please, time.
Okay, the girl was drawing a picture of God, and the teacher asked him why, and she said something like, "Okay, it will help me."
Okay. No.
I think we had a problem with the last word, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Right. Can I? Yeah. This one is very interesting. Like, let me.
And education, and I want to talk about creativity. Well, I was born. No, I had a great story recently. I love telling it of a little girl who was in a drawing lesson. She was 6 and she was at the back drawing, and the teacher said this little girl hardly ever paid attention, and in this drawing lesson she did. And the teacher was fascinated. She went over to her and she said, "What are you drawing?" And the girl said, "I'm drawing a picture of God." And the teacher said, "But nobody knows what God looks like." And the girl said, "They will in a minute."
It will be in the minute.
Daniel, please.
I understand that the teacher said there is something, I understood, and the girl said, "Oh, there will be it."
Yes, the teacher said, so no one knows how the God looks like. And then the girl said, so you're going to see now in a minute. Yeah, this type of creativity as well, right? Yes, okay. So I'm very glad. Yes, thank you very much. So we have to finish now. Thank you for our new partners. Thank you for your very good participation. So I hope next academic year we're going to meet again. Right?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So have a nice holiday, summer holiday. So see you Maybe in September. I don't know. Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you very much.